So you're in a personal year 6. This is such beautiful energy to be in. This is really the year that's truly going to bring you to your heart. It brings you to heart-centered alignment. It really expands your love, and it is something that really brings you home. It is all about that home, warm, responsible sort of energy. This is going to be such a beautiful year for you. If life feels like it's shifting, it's because it is. Every year activates a new personal year cycle in numerology. It's a divine reset that really shapes your next year. In this 9-part series, we're going to be understanding what your personal year cycle is bringing forward for you and what your personal frequency will be this year. So let's dive into your personal year and really understand what your higher self is guiding you into. Hi guys, my name is Heather Ness. I'm an intuitive and a numerologist, and this channel is all about understanding yourself in the deepest way possible, which allows you to understand the world around you in a very deep way. If you're interested in things like numerology, astrology, human design, intuition, Akashic records, all of these amazing magical things, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. It's going to allow you to be notified next time I upload a video. It's also going to help support me in building a collective of people that really want to understand themselves on the deepest way possible. And if that is you, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. If you're enjoying this video, please hit a thumbs up on the video. And share it with someone that you feel should know what the next year's frequency is for them. Also, before we go any further, I want to let you know that if you really want to understand your personal year on a level that is going to allow you to begin to plan out what your next year has ahead for you, you're going to want to pick up one of my personal year planners. It is a 60-page, month-by-month, in-depth understanding of what this personal year is bringing about. It's going to allow you to be able to really plan and take advantage of the energy and the frequency that you happen to be holding this year in the most aligned way. So down in the description, I have added a link that if you'd like to pick up one of these personal year planners, click that link and definitely pick it up. It's going to help you have the most amazing year you've ever had. Also, I have just opened up one-on-one personal, what I call divine numerology numbers reading, and it is a combination between your personal numerology. We look at your numerology, we look at your personal year numerology, and I get 3 messages from the Akashic records, from your soul, from your higher self. And if it's something you're interested in doing, it is a 45-minute one-on-one Zoom reading that, if you choose, can be recorded. Make sure you click down below. I have a link right there for you to be able to book it. I do want you to know that I have limited availability, so if it is something you are interested in doing, make sure you click that button right now. I would hate for you to miss out on this. And if for some reason all of my spots are taken, it will default into a wait list, and I will notify you by email the moment my calendar opens up. So you'll have the first opportunity to be able to book in. I can't wait to go into this numerology, personal years. I will tell you, when I realized my personal year and what it was almost 3 years ago, it was absolutely crazy how accurate it is on understanding the frequency and energy that you're going to be having that year that you're either looking at or currently in. And if you go back historically and look, it is like eerily accurate. It's quite amazing that our soul chooses this kind of stuff. So now let's dive into what your personal year is. If you look at the number 6, it almost looks like a pregnant belly. This really represents the key aspects of this energy. 6 energy is very like loving, home-centered, heart-centered energy. It's going to be a year that's really themed around home, beautification. This is a year where you may find yourself looking at your home and saying, I want to renovate. I'd like to spruce up the house a bit. Maybe you repaint the house, you redecorate it. It is quite possible that you actually buy a home in this year. This is a year where it's really about bringing you in a space that makes you feel like you can really build something that is heart-centered and home-centered, relationship-centered. But it is not just like a one-on-one relationship. It can also be community relationships. And so this is really a year where you take on more responsibility when it comes to relationships, love, and home. It's also a very great year to spruce yourself up. 6 energy is very good at aesthetics. 6 is all about aesthetics, but not in a superficial way, more in a beautification way. In a way that we know that when we feel good, our energy is better. We're able to give more to other people when we're feeling good. So it's not uncommon in year 6 that you may sort of up-level your look to really make you feel beautiful and magnetic. It's not uncommon that you up-level your environment. As a matter of fact, that is very supportive in a year 6, is up-leveling your environment in some way, whether it's moving into a home that gives you the light that you want, or the space that you want, or the feel that you want, or maybe redecorating your home, renovating it, painting it. All of these things are really supported in year 6. It's a year where it really brings you to the things that make you feel like home and happy. That's super supported in this year. It's also a year that's sometimes referred to as the marriage and divorce year, because this is a year where we not only work on loving relationships, but we work on what it is that we want. And if we're currently in a relationship that is not giving us what we need spiritually to be happy, emotionally, physically to be happy, it is a year that you may be evaluating that relationship in a way that sometimes leads to separations, divorces. On the other side, it also leads to a lot of weddings. This is a year where you may find that you propose or get engaged or bring a relationship to the next level by moving in together. It is also a year that is very supported to find that true love, because this is a year where you really feel aligned with who you are, and you aren't willing to sacrifice yourself to necessarily please someone. You're looking for an equal give and take in a relationship. That's really what this year is about, is understanding what is the give and what is the take that is balanced. And if you have that in a relationship, it's not uncommon that this relationship moves to the next level. If you're in a committed, healthy relationship where you're happy, it is a year where you're going to deepen those connections in a really beautiful, potentially very sexy way. It's also a year that really invites in pregnancies, hence the pregnant belly when you look at the number 6, right? It's a year about family. It's a year about expansion. It's a year about relationships and anything that is responsibility related to home, love, and family. When it comes to business, this is a year where you can really expand your business. Just like if you think of someone that's expanding their family in the form of giving birth to a baby, this is also a really supportive year to give birth to a new idea, to give birth to a creative idea, a new business, an expanded version of what you already have. It's a great year to expand on your success, as long as it's really aligned to what it is you truly feel good with. This is a year that it's very important to look at what is it that I want, what is it that makes me feel good. Because 6 energy sometimes they're sort of like a counselor energy. They are like the mediator, they're the harmonizer. And sometimes that can become self-sacrificing, right? And so this is a year that it's very important to make sure that it is an equal give and take. Neither side is getting more or taking more than the other. And so if you have a relationship that is out of balance, it will bring that to the forefront and ask you to create balance in that relationship, more harmony, so that it can be a fair, equal exchange of energy and love. And that really brings us to that home, right? That home centered, making sure that you feel good about whatever it is that you're going through. A key phrase that you may find yourself asking yourself in a personal year 6 is, should I stay or should I go? Or should it stay or should it go? Because remember, this is all about asking yourself, what is truly aligned for me? What makes me happy? What feels soul aligned? And is it an equal exchange of energy? And this is where we get in that conversation of should I stay or should I go? Am I doing a job, or am I in a career that, that I feel good going to? Because if I feel good, it's giving me energy. If I don't feel good anymore about what I'm doing, it's depleting my energy. And this is where we get in that balance of should I stay or should I go, right? And know that if your option is should I go, it doesn't necessarily have to leave the career or the company. It could be like, am I looking for a new role within the company that makes me feel more expanded, feels more aligned, and what I feel lights me up. This is also a year that you might find that you start that new business. Because this is where I go, should I stay or should I go? Should it stay or should it go? This is where we might renovate our home, our house, ourselves, our business. It's really about beautifying and aligning with what makes us happy. Some of the key energies you'll experience in a personal year 6 is emotional growth. You are going to mature and grow emotionally. Your relationships will mature and grow emotionally. Your business will mature and grow emotionally. Every aspect of your life is likely going to mature in some way and grow emotionally. This is really sort of that's why it's the counselor energy, right? It's the energy of making something better. And that's such beautiful energy to have. This is a year that's really asking for connection. That's why it's the marriage and divorce year. It is asking for connection. It is truly a year that is so divinely supported when it comes to finding true love, like lifetime love. There are a few years in the 9-year cycle that do this, but 6 is really good energy for that because it is so supportive, because you're looking at what supports me emotionally. This is such a harmonic kind of like harmony kind of energy. And when you find love in a personal year 6, it is usually true love because it feels very balanced. You're very content and you understand what it is that you want, and that person, it's like an equal exchange. At least that's what you're looking for in this year. It's also a year that really brings you to your heart and your like heart chakra. And it really expands your level of compassion and love for people, pets, things. It really is a heart expansive, loving energy. Because it's so home-centered and focused and relationship-centered and heart-centered, it is also a year that really asks for stability. Stability makes, if you think of a home feels stable. A home, when you think of the word home, for most people, it is a place of safety. It is a place like a sanctuary. It is like our escape from the outside world, at least it should be. And so this is a year that really asks you to, is your home life a stable life? Is it a happy life? Is your home space, your home environment supportive emotionally? Is it nurturing for you? Because if it isn't, this is a year where you will begin to shift that, change it up, move, renovate, decorate, whatever it is that you need to do so that when you come to your home and your sanctuary, it's like a moment, right? It's like I'm here, I am safe. It gives you that sense of security. It's very important in a personal year 6. And because we're looking for that really like, I'm home kind of feeling, it's a year about inner peace. You're going to find that you really align your life in a way that really brings you love, stability, home, and inner peace. Because when we're in that home vibe, we feel peaceful. And that is really what you're striving for this year. Some of the shadow that might pop up in a year 6, personal year 6, is relationship tensions. Because this is really a year that you are saying, hey, this is what I need. This is what I want. This is what my soul needs. And, it may not be aligned with what the other person is willing to give or can give. And so in that sense, you're going to find that relationships may either strengthen, because when we have that open communication of what we're looking for or what needs to be fixed, and the other one receives it and makes those changes, and it's an equal exchange of energy, it can really strengthen those bonds. That's why so many people get married or commit in a relationship in this year or expand their family in this year, right? But on the opposite side, you may find that it shifts that relationship or those relationships, because the truth is that This is a year where we realize what it is that we want and we're no longer willing to put up what's not working for us. The key in this year is to make sure that you don't find yourself in the trap of people pleasing. A personal year 6 is very like soft, gentle energy, and they really do want to be like the counselor, the mediator of whatever's going on. But we need to make sure that when we are being a mediator or a mediator in our relationship or our life, that we aren't doing things just to please the other person and self-sacrifice, because that only builds resentment with ourselves and the situation, right? So this year really asks for harmony, and it's really important you stay away from people pleasing. Because this energy is so like loving, it kind of sometimes avoids conflict, especially if you do have 6 energy in your chart, the other 6. It is a year that will bring up situations, because pain points in relationships that you're going to be required to address, right? It's to help grow you and your relationships. But if you have, if you're the type of person that doesn't like conflict, this can be very uncomfortable. So it's really important that you take this head on, evaluate why it's making you uncomfortable, get out of that people-pleasing energy, and really stand up for what you want in a loving way. So some of the things you really want to focus on as like a little recap, you want to prioritize heart-centered vibes and emotional like stability. This is really important in a personal year 6. Another thing you want to work on is your home. Is your home environment is it making you happy? Does it make you feel good? Because if it doesn't, spruce it up in some way, whether that's going through your drawers and your cabinets and getting rid of things that you don't need, just making more space, whether it's taking some money and going down and getting some fun stuff from like Home Goods or something like that to spruce it up, painting a new paint on the wall, whatever it is, make sure that you work on what makes you happy and feels good within your home. And saying yes to all forms of love. Sometimes some people have a hard time receiving love. This is a year that's really going to ask you to open your heart to receiving. If you're not good at receiving, it will bring you circumstances and situations that really allow you to learn how to receive with joy and love, not with guilt or shame or any of those lower vibe, feelings. We really want to receive in a way of abundance and love and appreciation, all of that great stuff. So 3 quick reminders that I have for you. First one is your heart really knows the way. So this is a year where you need to listen to your heart. It's really important that when your heart gives you a nudge, you acknowledge it and go for it. You acknowledge it and make that change, make that tweak. Because truly your heart knows the way. Your heart chakra, heart portal, whatever you want to call it, is like a portal to your soul. And it is a way that your soul speaks to you, your higher self speaks to you. So make sure you listen this year. The second sacred reminder is to focus on which relationships feel aligned and true and like loving. Those are the relationships you really want to lean into. And if you don't feel supported, loved, or nourished in that relationship, you need to communicate what needs to change to make it that way. And if that person can't meet you in the middle, then we may need to look at leaving that situation because it's not really healthy. This is a year that really makes you dive into what is healthy for me. And the third sacred reminder is if you do something out of duty, remember it's going to deplete you. It's going to take all of your energy. But if you do something out of love, it energizes you. So as you begin to do things throughout this year, ask yourself, is this depleting me? Am I doing it out of duty? Because the year 6 does bring up an energy or a vibe of responsibility. You feel responsible for your family, your relationships, your home. It's a sense of duty and responsibility. But you've got to ask yourself, is this giving me energy or is it depleting my energy? Because just because this is a year of like responsibility and duty, it doesn't mean it's a year of self-sacrificing. It's really important that whatever it is that you do is really nourishing you in an equal, balanced way. Hey guys, I'm so glad that you've been here. If you've enjoyed this video, hit subscribe down below. Make sure you hit a thumbs up. And if you click right here, I have the entire series of all the personal years that you could potentially have. So you can look at your last year's, next year's, your lovers, your best friends, your husband's, wife's, children's personal year to see what kind of vibe that they're gonna have. Again, I'm sending you a ton of love and I'll see you in the next video.